How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another weekly recap. Today is Sunday, and usually I film them on Fridays. So again, I am behind by like half a week. I am getting back on schedule though. Hopefully the next weekly recap will be released like on time. But like I said in last week's weekly recap, I'm like really like stripped for time. I don't have a lot of it. So maybe next week's won't. Also, I have a Dongmen video coming out that I would like to release before next week's weekly recap, because I do feel there's like a lot of noise. I do feel a bit bad if I upload like 3 weekly recaps in a row. That's kind of gross, you know? Like this is 2 in a row, which I still feel bad about. I'd like every second video to be a good video, and every second video can be a weekly recap, you know? But before the 2 weekly recaps, I did upload the supermarket and the Pepsi video, so I don't feel as bad. But yeah, weekly recaps will go back on track and be on time again soon, once I get back to Shenzhen and I'm out of this like fucking limbo, just like stuck, can't do anything, just AFK. Anywho, let's get back into the weekly recap. And we are starting off week 29, month 7, the 16th of February. Alright, so, and again, most of these days are actually really boring. Not much happens, but I will walk you through it. Maybe this video will be less than, you know, an hour and a half long, which I'm sorry about the long videos. On one hand, it's like, should I just condense it and not talk as much? Maybe. But I mean, the people that watch this probably watch it because they want all the, you know, small details, like, oh, then this happened, you know? I can make the days very simple, but it's like, if you watch this, you probably want all the small funny details and funny stories, and yeah, so I'm sorry they're long, but I'm not really sorry, you know? Take it or leave it, whatever. Anyway, Ricky woke me up at 8 a.m., and I was just like, wait, I'm trying to move the camera closer to the computer so it's more natural. He woke me up at 8 a.m., and I was like, I'm pretending to sleep, I'm not doing this. I'm not waking up at 8 a.m. That's not how I function, you know? And then he said brother like 3 times, and then I was like, no, then he left. I was like, and then he left after like calling me like 3 times. I'm just like, nope, not today. And then yeah, I slept for another hour. If he wakes me up at 8, it's not too bad. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I have this weird thing where I really enjoy getting like woken up and then going back to sleep. I don't enjoy when he does it because it's fucking annoying, but I set alarms to wake myself up before I need to get up. Like when I was in school, I would wake up at 6:30. I'd always have an alarm at 5 o'clock just so I could wake up and be like, oh, it's the fake alarm, and then go back to bed. So yeah. Anyway, it's not nice when he does it though. Especially like when he wakes me up at 8, it's okay because I can sleep another hour. But if he wakes me up at like 8:45 and I have to get up at 9, then it's like he's just ruined 15 minutes for me. I'm not falling back asleep, you know? Anyway, after getting up, I tried taking my dirty laundry to the nanny so she could wash it. But for whatever reason, she didn't wash it. And I don't know why. I've been told to wash my clothes every day. Here in China, they're like, wash your clothes every day. You can't do it once a week. But then she doesn't want to wash it. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand why, but alright. And then she comes to me with a note written in Chinese, and I'm like, I wish I could show you, but I had it like in a shirt or something, and then it got all laundried up, like, fucked. But yeah, she showed me, like, she gave me a Chinese note, and I was like, I can't understand what you're saying. Like, I'm not going to be able to read it either. It is easier to read than it is to speak, I would say, but like it didn't help at all, and it was in Chinese characters, not I lost cause. It was like, alright, whatever, I'm not getting my laundry done, it's fine. Had breakfast, which was dumplings, which were very nice, and then basically I spent the morning the same day as I wrote the same day as yesterday, but I can't remember what that was because that was obviously last week's weekly recap. But it's basically like Ricky runs around. I told you in last week's recap the structure of these buildings. Like, there's a building and then there's like a yard area that's like concrete, so it's not, you know, a backyard, but concrete. And yeah, basically he runs around there being an idiot, and then yeah, that's it. And then he was on my phone while I was on my PC, which I didn't really know if that was okay, because it looks really bad, because it's just me on my PC and him on my phone. But it's like, I'm not telling him to do it. He's the one that's like, can I watch your phone? I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to sit there on my phone, I might as well do something, you know? I'm not going to sit there and just watch dinosaur shit on the phone. Like, I don't need to waste my time. But, yeah. I assume the parents will tell me if they don't want me to do something. Which, that's a bad assumption, by the way, because Chinese people don't like confrontation. So if they hate you for doing something, they're not going to tell you. They're just going to, like, get passive-aggressive and hate you for it. They'll be like, oh, he fucking does this. Although, I've gotten a bunch of positive, like, feedback, so I assume they like me, and, yeah. But, what am I saying? Yeah, I assume they'll tell me. They probably won't if there's a problem, but I hope so. But anyway. And then we had lunch, which, yeah, there's not much to say. It was leftovers, and it was alright. Whatever. And then after lunch, I do what I do every time after lunch on weekends, aka the holiday, because it's basically weekend every day. I went to my room and relaxed, spent some time just chilling, and then I figured out I was too tired to function, so I took a 2-hour nap, which I think if I wasn't filming this weekly recap now, I might actually have taken a nap. I'm really tired. And yesterday was also bad, but then I go to bed late because I'm an idiot. So basically I'm a lost cause. So if I yawn a bunch in this video, then it is what it is. Yeah? Anyway. Ricky woke me up at 4 p.m. and then we played around a little more outside and just, yeah, fucked around. There's nothing to do here. He doesn't have any toys, so it's basically just me running around chasing him. And then he has this, it's not a car, but it's some toy you can drive, like ride or whatever. And yeah, that's basically it. There's really, really, really nothing to do. And then we all went in the car and decided to go for a drive. I didn't know where we were going or like how long we're going because I never get informed of anything. I just get told, get in the car. I'm like, fuck. And then as soon as we arrive at our destination, the mum's like, did you bring your camera? I'm like, no. Because again, I don't know where we're going. I don't know for how long. And yeah, she was just like, did you bring your camera? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, you should have. It's going to be beautiful tonight. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Like, really, dog? You couldn't have told me before we got in the car. Oh, bring your camera, by the way. Like, she does it as soon as we arrive at the destination. She's just like, oh, it's going to be beautiful tonight. You should have brought your camera XD. And I'm like, fuck, thanks. Anyway, we arrived at a mall where we shopped for clothes. We all basically just stood around and shopped for clothes for the grandfather. Like, it was just him shopping and everyone else existing. Yeah, we looked around. I think he got a bunch of, like, really expensive clothes. And, yeah, what else? Some places had, like, snacks. And you could sit down. So I was like, that's my kind of shopping. If you can sit down, that's, like, A+. If there's snacks, it's like, fuck, I love shopping, dude. It's my jam. So yeah, basically that was it. And I just had to keep an eye on Ricky and the baby and make sure they didn't, do something dumb. Also, it's really cute during this trip. Like, the baby loves me now. He wants me to, like, I have ascended ranks. It goes mum, dad, and then me, I think. I'm, like, rank 3. And sometimes he wants me to carry him over the parents. So, like, I am highly rated now. So whenever the nanny's carrying him, he just puts his arms out and he's like, yeah, like, I want you. And I'm like... So yeah, the baby wanted me to carry him all the time, which is good because I'm cool and liked. The only bad thing is he weighs a shit ton. So it's like, when you're carrying him for like 20 minutes or something, it's like... My arms, like, look at these arms. These are spaghetti arms, alright? Like, I don't have muscle. Like, I can't carry, yeah. But, what else? Yeah, he always runs to me and wants me to lift him up. Which, by the way, I'm down to do most of the time because it's cute having a baby run over to you and be like, yeah, lift me up. I'm like, alright, sure. But if I don't feel like it or I need to do something, he throws like a fucking hissy fit. He'll, like, put his... like, head on my leg, just like this, and then he'll just, like, cry and scream, and I'm like, calm the fuck down, dude, I lift you because I want to. You don't, like, You don't get to just cry about it. Which, I mean, he's a baby, so it's okay when he does it. It's worse when Ricky, like, cries, because like, you're 4 years old. Get a grip, you fucking idiot, you know? The baby doesn't, like... The baby can't exactly speak. So his only communication is crying. So I accept it. When Ricky cries because he doesn't get what he wants, I'm like, fuck off. But anyway. Oh yeah, I'm also the baby wants me to carry him more than the grandparents, so I'm like, yes. Anyway. Yeah, just shopping, and Ricky was being like semi-naughty the whole time, but when we're out with the parents, it's like I don't really need to yell at him or discipline him or whatever, because it's like he'll do something naughty, I'll yell at him, I'll yell stop, and then his parents will see he's doing something naughty, and then they'll yell at him, and I'm like, yes. It's more when when I'm the only one with him and I have to yell at him and tell him he's an idiot. That's when it's annoying. Anyway. Oh, Ricky managed... There was some big mannequin doll. And Ricky managed to knock it over. And I think it broke. Or like arms fell off and stuff. It definitely died. I don't know if it broke or not. But it definitely died. And I really liked the parents or like the dad's reaction. The uncle and the grandfather were like fucking mad. They were like, we're gonna like disown you and throw you in a sweatshop. But the dad was like really good about it. He didn't really seem angry. He basically just like held his son, and Ricky's like crying and screaming at this point because he thinks that anytime there's any problem or he doesn't get what he wants, he can just like cry and scream and have a hissy fit, and then he'll get what he wants, which... To his credit, it works most of the time. So, I mean, if it works, I guess you keep doing it. But yeah, he was just crying and being an idiot. And then his dad was just standing there holding him and be like, look what you did. You fucked up, dude. You need to say sorry. Because there was like a shop assistant there. Or shop assistant? That's not the right word. There was a store lady. And, fuck, store lady's probably not, like, shop assistant's better. But anyway. The dad was just standing there waiting, and he's like, you need to say sorry to the lady. And then Ricky was being an obnoxious idiot and just crying and being an idiot. And then the dad just stood there and was like, you need to say sorry. And then everyone else sort of left, and then it was like me, the dad, and I don't know, one other family member. And then we basically waited for like 10 or 15 minutes while Ricky stood there crying and being an obnoxious idiot, and just waited for him to say sorry. But yeah, it was really good. I thought the dad was like awesome. That's like really good. He didn't get angry or anything. He just sort of stood there and he was like, you're going to say sorry because you fucked up. So yeah, I liked that approach, and it was good. And he didn't, cave into Ricky being a crying, like, whinging idiot. So, A+. And then yeah, after that, after the shopping, we went to this big restaurant, which there was some commotion about... I don't know if we couldn't get a table that was big enough or something. We moved. Also, I just want to say that like this is how much like luxury my life is like right now, whatever. When we were in the restaurant, I thought about the fact that I was like, we're sitting in like a big room, we're like eating with other people, because like the last 2 times I've gone to restaurants or whatever, it's been eating in private rooms. Like, you have a room for yourself, a bathroom, and yeah, your own, like, big table, and you're sitting in a private room. It's a lot more, cozy and nice. But here it was like a normal restaurant where you sit with other people, and I'm just like, I'm too nice to sit with the peasants. Give me a private room. No, but, seriously. That was just, I had the thought for a second. I was like, oh, no private room. And then I was like, Jesus, I'm spoiled. But, yeah, fun stuff. And then, yeah, dinner was really, really good. There was a lot of different food. And it was the same as New Year's. We didn't get any rice. I don't know why we don't get rice. I think they're just like, rice is cheap and a waste of, like, space. You might as well eat a lot of good food. So I'm sort of like, okay, but I don't know. I like rice. But anyway, no rice. But yeah, lots of different food. And there was like this cart going around. This makes it sound really dumb and like it's not a restaurant. But there was a cart coming around, and then there was a bunch of different food from it, and then you could be like, I want this, I want these bouts of rolls, or I want something, and then they would give it to you, and they would just add it to your bill or whatever. And Yeah, there was so much good food. I think we had like, I don't even know how many dishes. A lot. And then the mum was also like, go pick what you want. And I was like, alright, I'll have these. I had these baozi with barbecue pork. They were really good. And these pineapple roll thingies. Also, I also had some dessert. I like that you have dessert at the same time as you're eating dinner. That seems, because then you're not full. But yeah, I had some dessert as well. And then, but I feel bad because they always serve like these plates with like three things on them. And we're like 8 or 9 people, so it's like, obviously a lot of people are going to miss out. But I think that I shouldn't because they just order so much food, and if one of the plates gets empty, they'll just order more. But I didn't I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the mum and the uncle asked me to order stuff, and I did. And then what else? Yeah, ate a bunch of food. Oh, there was tea as well. Tea is good. I like tea. And I thought the dinner was really, really cheap. I saw the bill because I think the uncle paid it. I don't know. But it was 700 RMB, which is really cheap because we're at a pretty nice restaurant. Granted, no private room, but pretty nice restaurant. We're 9 people and a baby, so it's like less than 100 RMB per person at a like restaurant. That's really good, I think. So yeah, really cheap. And then and we less than 100 RMB, and we ate a lot. Like there was a lot of food. It was not So yeah, I thought the restaurant was good. And then Baga ran up to me. That's the baby's name. And I ran up, and I held him. And then the parents were taking a photo, and then Ricky was like, "I want you to hold me as well." And I was like, "Fuck, I can't hold two. Like I thought I had one baby. Now I have two suddenly. Like jeez." But anyway, then I held him. So now I have two babies, one in each arm. And then it like turned into some photo session because the parents were like, "Oh yay, woo!" So they took a bunch of photos with me, and then whenever I hold the baby, he likes to hit me, like just I don't know. That's fun for him. So he like laughs and then hits me like this, and then that's okay because he's a baby and he's having a giggle and communicating, I guess. But then Ricky takes that as, I'm a baby too. You're holding me, so he starts hitting me as well. So I have two like fucking babies hitting me while I'm trying to hold them up, and then I have the parents photographing me and like smiling, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's sure, like, but it was good. Got like good photos, and they were laughing and happy, so I was good. And then what else? Oh, also the grandmother was taking like videos of me during dinner, I think, or maybe she was just taking video of everyone, but I was definitely in it because she was filming me, and she was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then she set the grandfather over. She like sort of pushed him over to me so that I could get a photo with him, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And at first it wasn't even with Ricky. Then they were like, they wanted Ricky in the photo as well. But at first it was just me and the grandfather. I'm like, okay, sure. I don't mind. Okay, so anyway, then we left the restaurant, and then Ricky wanted me to carry him because now he'd gotten this idea that he was the baby. And the baby was not happy about that. He was like, "You're carrying me." He had to cry. And then the grandfather took the baby, and he was just like crying and not happy. And I was just like, huh, okay. Because yeah, the baby really wants me to carry him. But yeah. And then what else? Then we went to this nice area, which could have been like the city center of Maoming. I don't know. I haven't been here much, But it could have been the city center. It was a nice area with like a Ferris wheel. And yeah, this was the nice area that the mum said was nice, so I should have brought my camera. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, we walked around. It was nice. It was lit up. It was lit, fam. No, it was nice. It was lit up, and yeah, lights everywhere and stuff in the water, and it looked nice. So I agree. Oh, and then I had to chase Ricky while carrying the baby, which is not an easy task. And then yeah, we drove home. We got home super late. It was like 11:30, which again, so that's like no free time. Here I don't mind so much because a lot of it's spent in a restaurant. And also when we're out shopping, it's easier than being at home and it's less boring. So I don't mind it, but it's still super late. Like when I come home at 11:30, like let's say I want to go to bed at 12. If I come home at 11:30, it's not like I just come home and then go to bed. then I go to bed at like 1 because I have things I need to do. And not just like, oh, I need to do this, this, this. It's more that like I need to relax. Like when I've been out, I need to unwind, you know? So if we come home at 11:30, that doesn't mean, oh, my whole day's just been spent with that. It just means I go to bed really late. I don't know if anyone else is like that. I'm like that always. If I go um, clubbing, I can come home at 6 a.m., like really tired from clubbing and whatever, and I'll still go to bed at 8 a.m. because I need like 2 hours. Oh, maybe not 2, maybe like 1. I need time to unwind. I also do it after LAN parties, which kind of makes no sense because it's like, alright, I'm done being social, I'll go home, and then I sit for an hour or 2. But I need that time to chill out before I go to bed. So anyway, we got home super late, and then I went to chill out, and I came down from my room to go to the bathroom or something, and the parents were like super happy in the living room. They were sitting and looking at the photos they'd taken of me and the baby, and they were like, oh, look at the baby, look how happy he is, oh, and I was like, yay, you know? So yeah, they're like super happy. I think it's been good on the countryside, because they've seen me more with the kids, because usually they're working a lot. So now they've seen me a lot with the kids, and they can tell that, you know, their kids are happy, so they're like, yay. But yeah, they were really happy. And then I went to my room, and the dad sent me all the photos, and then he sent me this really, really nice message, which was, again, really cool, because I feel, I've said it a lot in these videos, I don't know if I'm useless or not. Like, a lot of the time, I exist. I just walk around like an idiot and exist. I'm like, here I am. But, and again, you don't really get told negative stuff, like, because they don't like confrontation. So if they fucking hate you for waking up at 9 a.m., they're not going to tell you. If you're lucky, which I guess that's not even being lucky, if you're lucky, they'll message the agency you're with and say, like, oi, the au pair's a fucking idiot who wakes up at 9 a.m. In this house, we wake up at 7 a.m. Do you understand? Like, yell at him. And then the agency will be like, hello, we have to have a talk. Your host parents hate you for waking up at 9 a.m. And then you're like, well, fuck, why didn't you tell me a month ago, like when I started doing, you know? So yeah, they avoid confrontation. So it's kind of annoying. You don't get told the negative stuff. And in the same vein, I think for the most part, they're not going to be like, yeah, you're great, good job existing. Because it's like, if you're doing a good job, it's like, okay, they're not going to tell you. So it's hard, because I feel like a useless idiot most of the time. But no, the dad sent me a really nice message. So in this case, I did get positive feedback, which is nice, because then I know I'm not useless. And then I also know, like, if they're happy, then, you know, what all the stupid shit I think I'm doing is probably alright, considering they're happy, you know? But yeah, he sent me a really nice message about how great I was for the family, and how much they liked me, and how much the kids liked me, which, I mean, they'd just seen the baby being, like, crazy happy, so yeah. But yeah, they were like, oh, the kids really like you, we'll definitely have to visit Denmark at one point, take our kids to Denmark. I was like, sure, you do that could be fun. And they're like, oh, you have a home in China. And yeah, just like some really, that's like paraphrasing. It was like some really, really nice messages about how they were happy. And I was like, yay, I'm doing good. And then yeah, I went to bed at 1:30, dead as fuck, and that was definitely a bad idea. But like I said, I need to unwind. So it is what it is. And then yeah, that was February the 16th. That was a lot. I feel like I talked for a long time. Some of these days are long, and some of them are just like boring as fuck, nothing happened. But yeah. Anyway, 17th of February, I woke up at 9 a.m., had breakfast. We did like nothing until lunch. It's the same thing, just running around chasing him, just fucking around. Some of the time I just exist, like really nothing. It's quite like, I wish we did something, even if it was boring. I wish we like just did something, but yeah. And then around lunchtime, a bunch of family friends came. Oh, like I've told you how the complex works. Wait, did I? I swear I told this story in last week's weekly recap, but it didn't happen until this day, so I don't know. Maybe it's happened twice? Can someone tell me if I've already told this story? Because I don't know. I'm having some deja vu, like, weird shit. Anyway, I walked out from the bathroom, and then there was a girl that walked into the house area. She saw me, and then she looked at me like she'd seen a ghost. She was just like, I was like, hello? No, this has definitely happened. Let me search this. Maybe it hasn't. I swear I've told this before. Anyway, she looked at me like she'd seen a ghost, and then she told her friend something. She was like, rah, rah. I was like, I'm white. I exist. You know? And then, the mum told me, she's like, oh yeah, the baby really likes you. He really likes you. And I was like, this was probably while I was holding him or something. And I was like, yeah, I know. So yeah, the baby, I'm good with the baby, I guess. And then yeah, I sat on the couch chilling while Ricky watched stuff. And then some boy really wanted to talk to me. So I was like, when I say that, he was maybe like 8 or something. A bit older. A bit older than Ricky, not a bit older than 8. But yeah, he really wanted to talk, so he used my translation app on my phone to ask me like a bunch of questions. And then the girl that had looked at me like I was a ghost came around, and she was a little less shy. She didn't really talk to me, but you know, she was in the room and existed. But yeah, and then we had lunch. And then I went to my room to relax from like 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. I slept for a bit because I was super tired, because being an idiot, I went to bed at 1:30 a.m. So, yeah. And then I went down to find Ricky, but now he was sleeping, so basically I just got more free time. So I did nothing until about like 6:30, 7-ish when we had dinner. But that's not my fault, because like I need to take my free time, you know? So after lunch, I always go to my room to chill. And that's like the time when he's supposed to be napping. So if he doesn't nap, not my problem. You know, like I need time to breathe and shit. So if he doesn't want to sleep during that time, that's fine with me. That's his problem. I'm sleeping or doing whatever I need to do, you know. But yeah, when we had dinner, and then after dinner, we went back to the place we were at yesterday, and this time I actually got fair warning. So I brought my camera, and yeah, it's a really pretty area. I will show a picture of it here, if I remember. Like, there'll be a photo. And yeah, it's a really pretty area. And there was a water fountain show thing. Oh, it was funny. We were standing there, and I could tell we were waiting for something, because there was a lot of people standing around. It's like there's a canal, I want to say, running through. And then there was a lot of people on each side of the canal. And you can walk along the canal, but there were a lot of people waiting. So I sort of got the hint that we were waiting for something. And then Ricky's dad goes, explain to your brother what's going on. And I was like, okay. And then Ricky goes, water goes up. And I was like, oh, I totally understood what he meant, because, you know, he meant that, I don't even know what that's called. So like, his explanation was as good as my one would be in the video, I suppose. It was some water fountain. What's that called when the water goes up? I'm going to Google this, because I don't even know. Water fountain. Water fountain show. Is that correct? Oh, it is. Alright, I know English. Good job. So yeah, there was a water fountain show. And Ricky's dad laughed when he explained that to me. But I understood it, so, you know, A+, whatever, good English. But yeah, there were a lot of people, and there was a water fountain show. And it lasted a really long time, too. It was like, you'd think that would only be like really short. It was like half an hour or so of like water going up, and then there were lights in the water, and it was cool. It looked nice. And then, after dinner, before we went to this place, before we drove there, I felt a bit sick, and then in the car I was like a bit sick, but I thought, okay, I'm just car sick. Then on the way back in the car, I felt really car sick and really sick, and I realized that it wasn't just car sickness. I was probably like a bit actually sick. But I get that. I have a bad stomach, so sometimes I just get like semi-sick. So I thought, okay, maybe I had too much to eat. or something I shouldn't eat. Like, I don't know. So I went home, and then the first thing, wait, what? On the way, oh fuck! Sorry. Yeah. Then we got home, and the first thing I did was just I ran to the bathroom and I vomited, and then I did the same thing at like before going to bed at like 11, because then I thought, okay, if I vomit then like twice, I'll have all the like crap out of my system and I'll be able to sleep. Because I didn't want to have to wake up at night to vomit, you know? So I just did it before going to bed. Then at 2:30 a.m. I woke up, like I'd been sleeping. I woke up and then I just ran. I could tell I was going to vomit, so I just ran outside. And for whatever reason, all the adults were still outside in this like tent area sort of thing, like chilling, talking, which I don't know why they're not sleeping, because they wake up earlier than I do. So yeah, but they were still up. I managed to run past them, and then I get like to the area walking to the bathroom where the chickens are and stuff, and the uncle comes out and I just vomit everywhere. I don't even make it to the bathroom, and then they're just like, oh shit. And then yeah, they asked me a bunch of times, are you okay, are you okay? I'm like, I don't know. And then yeah, they were all worried, and they were like, do you need a doctor? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't need a doctor. But anyway, it was nice that they were worrying, and they're like, oh, tell us if there's anything, like wake us up, whatever. And then yeah. Also, the last two times I vomited, this is like gross, I'm telling you about this, but whatever. But yeah, the last two times I vomited, there was like nothing there. So, because usually if you have like, you eat bad food, you vomit it out and then you're fine again, right? But here I didn't have any more stomach contents. It was just bullshit. But yeah, then I woke up again at 4 a.m. and this time I couldn't make it out either. So I ran onto the balcony and just pew all over the, like, out off the balcony. And then I got told again, do you need a doctor? I'm like, because I guess the uncle heard me. And I was like, no, I'm good, I think. And then I woke up at 6 a.m. It was like, this was a really bad night. Woke up at 6 a.m. And then I realized this time, okay, I'm waking up again. I probably need a vomit. So then I managed to get all the way to the bathroom and then vomited as soon as I entered the bathroom. So, yeah, that was the 17th of February. It was a good day until about 11 p.m. at night. Then it was, like, pretty fucking shit. But, yeah, I don't know why I got sick. I got relatively sick, and it was just annoying. So, yeah, that was that day. Okay, I think this is a better camera angle, maybe? But, yeah, 18th of February. It's hard for me to hold I need a, like, tripod or, like, a proper thing. But anyway, 18th of February, woke up at 9, and the host mom woke me up at 9, I think. Or, like, right before 9. And then she's like, are you okay? And I was like, I think so. Is the camera shaking? I feel like it's... Fuck! Why is it so hard to film? Anyway, she asked me if I was okay, and I was like, I hope so. And then, yeah, I woke up for real at 9:30, and then I started my day. Oh, and then, because I told you guys last week, I'm not supposed to wash my hair for the first 3 days of New Year or whatever. So then I tried washing my hair now, because it's been 3 days. And then the shower didn't work, but I didn't find that out till I put all the shampoo and stuff in my hair. And it did work, but when I say it didn't work, it's like, when it usually, let's say the normal amount of water that comes out is 100%, it was like spraying like 20 or 15%, so it was like, it was not good. And then I was like, there's this like bucket in there with a lot of water that you use to rinse out the toilet, because the toilet's a hole in the ground sort of deal. So then I took like that water, like with a thing, and then I was like, oh, I can pour this on myself, it's not that cold. And it was very cold. It was not good. So there you go. It was very cold. And then, yeah, the day was incredibly boring. There was not much to say. 9:30 to lunch was basically just fucking around and did what we always do, which is nothing. And then we had lunch together, and after lunch, I took a nap. Oh, they were like, the mum was like, don't drink Coke, it's bad for your stomach, you're sick. And I'm like, fuck. Alright. But yeah, so she's looking out for me a lot. She cares, apparently. But yeah, I was really sleepy from being up all night. So then I decided to go to sleep. until 4, and this was after lunch. And then at 5:30, I woke up, and then as I was getting up, the host mom came into my room, and she's like, "Are you alright?" And I'd just woken up, so I was like, and she's just like, "Your eyes," and I'm like, "Yes," because I'd just woken up, so yeah, I hope she didn't think that I was just, in my room slacking off, like, just avoiding, like, working or whatever. But I'd legitimately slept the whole time. And I think she could tell, because, I looked like a zombie. I was like, but, yeah. Anyway, we drove off for a short drive, and then we picked up some stuff. Mostly, I don't know, nuts and stuff. Apparently we don't have enough nuts. We haven't eaten any of the Danish butter cookies, and I don't know why. But anyway, we came back home, and then had dinner, and then after dinner, it was just more fucking around, like doing nothing. And then I went to bed, and I went to bed like almost instantly. I think I brushed my teeth, and I went to bed at like 9:30 or something, which is like pretty early. But I felt super fucking weak and tired, and that's with the 5-hour nap I had. 5 hours? Wait, when did I say I woke up at 5? Yeah, I had a long nap that day. I don't know, but I was super sick, so I needed it. Well, I wasn't sick. I was tired from being sick. But yeah. Okay. 19th of February, my birthday. Woo! Like, bam, bam. I don't know, party lights or some shit. But, yeah, 19th of February. Woke up, and, no, Ricky woke me up, but I slept a bit longer. I think I got like 11 hours of sleep, which is like the most I've ever gotten. Like, not the most, the most I've ever gotten in China, I think. Maybe. I don't remember getting so much sleep here. But yeah, it was good. Had breakfast, and then shortly after we went to a drive to Gaozhou, where we went to some, it's like I think it's a sub part of Maoming. I think it's its own city, the mum told me, but it's also considered a sub thing. Maybe it's like too small, but I don't know. We went there, and we went to some temple place. And then, I think we did that some other day, and I forgot to write it down. We went to some place at one point where they all like did some sort of praying, and I joined in. Maybe I said that last week. I don't remember. Anyway, this was like a legit temple praying place with like a ton of those. I don't know what they're called. The things you stand around and you put the incense in, but those. And then the mum asked me if I needed to buy some. I've written praying stuff. I don't know what it's called, because it's not in. I guess maybe it's called incense. Incense are the small ones, though, right? I don't know what the big ones are called. These were like huge ones. They were the size of my arm, which I can't even show you my whole arm, but they were the size of like my arm. And the mum was like, "Do you need them?" And I was like, "If you want me to, I can do it, but I really don't need to, because obviously, like, I don't understand the religion, and I feel good about it because it's interesting to experience like other cultures and other religions. I think it gives interesting insight, and I'm all for experiencing it. It's more just like it's awkward for me because I don't feel like I would feel rude like praying, for example, because it's like you have all these people that actually take it seriously and are doing it, and it's their religion, and then you have white idiot being there. Like, it kind of feels disingenuous. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm all for experiencing it, and I like want to be a part of it, but it's like I don't want to be disingenuous and annoying. So yeah, I was like, whatever, I don't have to. And then yeah, we went around these things, and the mum and the dad lit these huge incense things, and then I had to just take care of Ricky and make sure he didn't do stupid shit, which he was obnoxious as fuck. He was crying at one point because I didn't let him go see his parents or something. I was like holding him back because they were obviously busy, and then he was having a cry. It was like, he was obnoxious and annoying as fuck. So, yeah. But that was my job. And then holding the baby as well, which the baby was heavy. So that was like a long time. And then, what else is there to say? Yeah, we went around the temple as well, because there was the incense part, and then there was the temple part. And then they did a bunch of praying. You're supposed to like, what's it called? Fuck. I'm at a loss for words. You go down like 3 times, and then you go down on your knees and like kneel 3 times or whatever, and then you give money. But yeah, but for the most part, I left the temple kind of early with Ricky and tried to like control him while the parents were doing the thing, because he was being obnoxious and a cunt. So there you go. And then yeah, we came home and then we chilled until lunch, where we were just fucking around, doing nothing again. And then we had lunch together. And then after that, I went to my room. And then not very long. I don't know why. I think we got home late and I didn't have much time to myself. But yeah, I was in my room for a little bit. And then I went back down. And then with Ricky and his friend, which is actually his cousin. But I'll talk more about him later. Anyway. Fucked around until dinner. And then yeah, there's not much to say. We spent the whole day, other than the temple part, we spent the whole day doing like nothing. And then I let them watch my phone for a bit as well. But yeah, we spent the whole day doing nothing. And we had dinner, which I was like beginning to think that like they had forgotten my birthday or just didn't give a shit. Which I don't know. Because like if they don't give a shit, it's kind of, I don't know how birthdays are in China. So it's like if they don't care, it's kind of like, okay, it's a cultural thing, you know? Like I wouldn't be too upset if they didn't care about Christmas or whatever, because it's like, okay, it's not their culture, you know? But yeah, I was kind of like, are they forgetting my birthday? Do they just not give a shit? But then I did hear the mum mention to Ricky, oh, it's your brother's birthday today. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. And then the dad said, like, we are having a barbecue birthday thing, which all the mum's former classmates were there. And that's why, so we were like having a barbecue. Which I understand they don't have like time for me as well, by the way, because obviously, like New Year's, they're all doing the New Year's stuff and they're meeting all their friends and family and classmates they haven't seen in forever. Like if we were at home and it was a normal day, like I'm sure we'd just go out to eat and yeah. But yeah, so we had some barbecue thing. And it was the mum's classmates, which I was really surprised. I was like, are these friends or family? And she was like, oh, they're my old classmates. And I was like, holy shit, like, regardless of, like, whatever school she's got, like, they're from, high school or university, whatever they're from, it's at least 30 years ago. So, she's getting together with her classmates from, like, 30 years ago and just having a barbecue. I thought that was really neat. But yeah, the dad was like, birthday barbecue. I was like, sure, whatever. And then it was super late too. So Ricky went to bed at one point. And then they started handing me barbecue food, which one was a sausage, which wasn't too bad. It was like a weird sausage, but it wasn't too bad. And then I got some chicken, which again, this is like the freshest chicken ever, because the grandmother kills it in the morning or afternoon and then makes it. So this was like really fresh barbecue chicken that had stuff on it, and it tasted pretty good. This was pretty good. And then I had some vegetable thing which I didn't understand, and then I had some corn. And they give me so much food. I don't understand how you can eat so much. Like granted, Ricky eats a lot. Like he probably eats more than me maybe, and he's full. Like sometimes the amount of like rice or whatever he eats is like insane. But like they give me so much food. And then I still sort of feel bad when I'm saying no, because I'm like, no, sorry. It's like, it's not that I don't like your food, I just can't eat so fucking much. Like, I think I had 2 or 3 chickens, which these are big pieces of chicken on like a stick. And then I had the corn, and then I had the sausage. And then I think I even had some rice or something before that. I had so much food. And then at like 10 p.m., oh yeah, I thought they'd like forgotten my birthday, but I realized that there was like a birthday cake, and I was like, oh okay, they haven't forgotten, cool. Which Ricky's cousin was being a cunt. He was like trying to touch it. I was like, fuck off, dude. Jesus Christ. Anyway, at like 10 p.m., which by this point Ricky had gone to bed, by 10 p.m., they got my birthday cake out, and they were like, oh, it's your birthday. I was like, yeah, and then they sang happy birthday for me, which was really nice. Like, they got all the mum's classmates and family and friends. They all sung happy birthday for me. And gave me this birthday cake and took a bunch of pictures, and then yeah, we ate cake, and I had 2 pieces, and then they were trying to give me more, and I was like, I can't eat so much, like, there's too much food. But yeah, the birthday cake was like pretty good, and yeah. What else? And yeah, it had my name on it. And then the dad sent me money on WeChat, and then I was like, I don't have WeChat Pay or whatever, so I couldn't receive the money. It was the worst thing ever. He sends me the money, and it's in this envelope where you can't see how much or what it is or whatever. And then I click to open it, and then when I click open it, just says, you can't receive it. I'm like, fuck me. But yeah, I told the dad, and he gave me money, and I was like, oh, thank you. He gave me a specific amount and said something about, I'll read you what he said. It was weird. I didn't understand it. Let me see if I can find the message. It was something. Let me see. This is an suspicious number implying the hair emanates. I don't know what that means. Obviously, he doesn't send it in English. He sends it in Chinese. So that could be some very weird translation. But yeah. Anyway. What else? Oh, then they tried to get me to drink something. This is the same thing as I mentioned last week with the food. Whenever they give me food or something and they like, try this, it's always like, well, I'm about to get fucked, you know? So they give me this drink, which I've seen it before, it's popular in China. It looks like it's in some like iced tea. Like it's a big bottle and then it has red stuff on it, which is never a good sign because red equals spicy. And then I asked, what is it? And they couldn't really get their translation app to work, but one of the translations was like house on fire or something. So I was like, house on fire, and it's a red drink. Like, fuck, I'm about to get wrecked. But anyway, I drank it, and it tasted weird. It didn't taste bad, it wasn't spicy, it just tasted weird. I wouldn't call it bad or good, it was just weird. It tasted maybe like some weird tea. It was weird, but they were like, you like it? And they were like laughing. I'm like, it's fine, you know, it's weird. It's not good or it's not bad. But they thought that was funny. And yeah, that was my birthday, 19th of February. And then, yeah, after that, I went very late. So, again, because we didn't have cake till 10. So I think I got to my room at like 10:30. And then, yeah, talked to my parents for a bit. Friend went to bed. And that was the 19th of February, my birthday. So, yeah. Now, I've now had birthday, Christmas, and Chinese New Year in China. So, I've tried it all. And I will also be here for Ricky's birthday, so doing a lot of neat stuff, I suppose. And I think Easter as well, although I guess Easter's irrelevant, I don't know. Alright, 20th of February. I really didn't think it was going to be a long video today, but I guess I have more to say than I expected. I think it's because since the end of this week it's been really boring. So, maybe that's why. I don't know, I thought it was way less had happened and I had less to talk about, but apparently the videos are always long. I apologize. Anyway, 20th of February, woke up, I slept a bit longer, and then I showered, got told something about not being able to wash again, and again, I don't understand why, so I'm just like, fuck me, I don't have any clothes, because I didn't bring any, so I kind of need to wash, you know? And then from 10 until lunch, Ricky was just glued to my phone, and like I said, I don't really know if he's allowed to or supposed to or whatever. I don't know what we're supposed to play or do. There's literally nothing here. We're on the countryside. There's nothing to do. Like, there's no toy, nothing. And then we had lunch, and then I went and chilled on my own and filmed the weekly recap. And then Ricky came, and then he was glued to my phone some more, and then we went down for dinner. And then his parents told me, Ricky can only watch 10 minutes a day. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. So here they did actually tell me like I was doing something wrong, so that was good. Because yeah, you know, so they're like, he can only watch 10 minutes a day, which that's bullshit by the way, because they might say that, but like he often gets his mum's phone and watches for longer than 10 minutes a day, or is on the computer at home. So the 10 minutes a day thing, I guess they have the idea, but they definitely don't execute it. But yeah, I don't let him watch that much, but yeah. Anyway, he's fucking annoying also, by the way. He always lies to me, and, yeah, like, he'll take some food, and I'll be like, did your parents say it's okay? And he goes, yes. And then he eats it, and then it turns out the parents didn't say it's okay. And sometimes it's literally right in front of the parents. He'll have food, we'll be in front of the parents, I'll be like, ask your mum. Then he asks his mum, and she says no, and I can understand that. And then he says she said yes. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, don't lie to me, cunt. Like, really, dog? And then, yeah, really annoying. And then the parents also know. They're like, we say no. I'm like, yeah, well, it's so, like, because he's the one that's speaking English, you know? Like, if he lies to me, it's very hard. Like, he could tell me, hey, my mum said that today we're watching phone all day because today is Happy Saturday in China. And I'd be like, okay, I guess. You know, like sometimes it's kind of, you can tell he's lying, but it's very difficult. Like, I have to believe what he says. Like, so, yeah, it's annoying when he lies. It's like, fuck you, dude. Because now I can't even, if he says, can I eat this? I can't even say, go ask your mum. And then if he comes back and says yes, I can go, okay, you can eat it. I can't even do that because he'll probably come back with like a lie, you know? So it's annoying. The best one he's done though, this was really fucking smart. I was almost impressed. He came to me with 2 pieces of chocolate, like 2 big pieces. He gave me one and him one. And then, because usually he just has like a piece of candy and he asks me to open it. I'm like, are you allowed to eat it? But here he gave me one and himself, so I thought, oh, it's probably the nanny giving us chocolate, you know? Because why would I get one otherwise? And then he's like, open it for me. I open it for him, and I take my piece, and I take it in my room. And then the nanny comes, and she's like, he's not allowed to eat chocolate. I'm like, what? I thought you gave him it. But apparently he took it himself. But yeah, that was smart. Because by giving me a piece, I just assumed that it was given to us. But no, he's just an idiot. But yeah, he's a lying fucking idiot, and it's annoying. Like, he lies, he fake cries and throws temper tantrums. He's fucking obnoxious. It's really bad, but... And being with him for so long during, like, the school holidays doesn't help. Because if it's, like, normal days, and then you have him on the weekend, then it's, like, the weekends are bad, but normal days it's okay. But, like, holidays, it's weekend every day, so it's frustrating. Anyway, after dinner, the parents were like, oh, we're going back to Shenzhen, by the way. You're staying here alone with the grandparents and the kids. Have fun. We'll come back on the 25th, which is actually today, so maybe they come back today. But, yeah, I don't know why they left us or what we're doing alone. I mean, I know why they left us. They're going back for work, but still. And, yeah. Ricky was extremely obnoxious and being naughty and touching stuff and taking things and shitting in the middle of the yard, no joke. And I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, Jesus. Like, if you keep shitting in the yard and doing stuff like that, you're gonna, like, start getting treated like a dog. Like, that's what's gonna happen, you know? Like, please. But yeah, if he does one thing wrong, it's okay. But when he combos it and he does like 6 things wrong in a row, and every time I tell him not to and he doesn't listen, that's when I get really angry and like then I just feel like leaving. It's like, alright, I'm like, do your thing. I don't need to do stuff. Especially like he'll be like, oh, catch me, play, and it's like, no, you were just being a naughty cunt. I'm angry. I don't want to play with you. Like, Jesus. And then, yeah, every time he cries, he just goes for his grandmother instantly. Like, I'll scold him for being naughty. I'll hold his arm and be like, don't do this, look at me. Like, don't be a cunt. And then he'll start crying, it's like fake crying, like, fuck off. And then he cries for his grandmother and runs to her. And she also knows he's an idiot. Like, she's sick of him. She sort of, like, nudges him off and is like, get away. Like, fuck off. And, yeah, he'll instantly be, like, it's fake crying and it's bullshit. And I told the parents about it, and they were like, yeah, we agree, it has to stop. But I don't know how you make him stop. But, yeah. I went to my room at 8:30 and chilled, and then I realized I couldn't finish filming the weekly recap because it was too dark inside. I have to film this during the day, because otherwise there's no light. And then I watched a bunch of stuff and culled through photos and edited. And, yeah, that was the 20th. Then you have the 21st, which was a slow and boring day where nothing happened. Woke up, had breakfast, then Ricky and I played. We had lunch, and then after lunch I filmed the last bit of the weekly recap. And then I edited it, and then Ricky and I watched a bit of stuff. And then after dinner, Ricky didn't have a nap. So then at dinner, he literally fell asleep with food in his mouth on the dinner table. And I was just like, Jesus, this is why you take naps. And yeah, so after dinner I had free time. And then I think he might have woken up at like 8 or 9:30, like 8:30 or 9 or something. But at that point I'm like, I'm off. So yeah, I had a lot of extra free time. Which, I don't know what I did with it. I think I chilled and did nothing. And then I talked to my friend and my dad for a bit. And yeah, that was a pretty uneventful day, as most days on the countryside are. Especially this past week, it's been really bad and boring, but what are you going to do? Alrighty, last day of the week, 22nd of February. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but anyway, I woke up at 9 and had breakfast, and then Ricky's aunt and cousin were there. And the cousin is super fucking obnoxious. I really dislike him. Like, I think from an outsider perspective, Ricky's really fucking obnoxious and I dislike him. But the thing is, even though Ricky's like super naughty, and I've told you in this weekly recap, like he's super naughty and frustrating, even though he is that, I still get to have the good moments with him when he's like, oh brother, I love you, do you love me? And he's like being cute, or like when I put him to bed and he's like, you sleep next to me. Like, Ricky's an obnoxious, like, frustrating individual. But I do get to see his good sides. So it's like, he's naughty 70 or 80% of the time, but I do get the 20% where I'm playing with him and he's cute, or like he's just, yeah. So I do see some good sides. But his cousin is just fucking so frustrating. He doesn't speak any English, which I'm not blaming him for. He's 4 years old and doesn't have an au pair running around being white. But he doesn't speak any English, so I can't communicate with him. And then he basically just says random bullshit to me, and I'm like, I don't understand. And then he repeats whatever I'm saying, which is just annoying. And it's obviously in like it doesn't even sound like English, but it's just annoying. And like that sounds really petty to hate him for. But no, he also runs around like just being obnoxious like Ricky. And also just, yeah, he hit the baby and he's really, really obnoxious. And with Ricky, as soon as Ricky does something that pisses me off, I grab him by the arm and I'm like, fuck off, don't do this. But I obviously can't do this to the cousin because it's not my place to discipline him or yell at him. And he doesn't understand it if I yell at him anyway. But yeah, I really dislike the cousin. He's obnoxious and annoying. And yeah, it's like having two Rickies, except the second Ricky I can't control, I can't discipline him, and I can't communicate with him. And I don't want to, because he's not my kid, so it's like, fuck, leave me alone. But yeah, it was a rainy day, which apparently the rain season's coming in Shenzhen as well, which I need to go film videos while the weather is still good. But yeah, it was a rainy day, so there was nothing to do. Until lunch I stayed mostly inside, we stayed mostly inside I should say, and just watched stuff on a big projector, so that wasn't, me watching stuff on the phone, that was the grandparents putting it on. So we watched stuff on a big projector, and then we had lunch, and then afterwards I went to my room and I chilled and I slept. And then Ricky and his cousin watched some stuff on my phone, and then we had dinner, and then after dinner Ricky was super obnoxious. He did like I can't remember what he did, but it was like 4 different naughty things that he wasn't supposed to. Oh, he drank like apple juice out of the carton and stuff like that. It's like, fuck. Like, why? It's like, Jesus Christ. And then when he got in trouble, he threw a huge temper tantrum, just screaming and crying for his grandmother. And I just held him in place. I was like, you're not going anywhere. Fuck off. And then the grandmother came along a few times and was like, yeah, Ricky, shut up, stop crying. So I just held him on the couch, like holding his arm, and he just threw his temper tantrum, crying and screaming. So that was a good solid like 30 minutes of telling him to shut up and fuck off, basically, and the grandmother just being like, yeah, I agree, like be quiet, Ricky. And then, yeah, the thing is, he fake cries, and he can turn it on and off from 1 second to another. But when you fake cry for long enough, it does get to the point where you can't breathe. Like, he'll have moments where he stops, like, crying, and then you can just hear in his, like, he's like, it's like, yeah, you literally riled yourself up to the point where you're physically, like, uncomfortable and hurt. Like, good job. Like, it doesn't hurt me. Like, it hurts my ears a little bit, and it's annoying for me. I'd honestly rather just be, like, running around having fun laughing. But, like, it doesn't really hurt me. But you're, like, physically hurting yourself by being an idiot. So, you know. I told him that many times. I'm like, you know, you probably should stop crying. It hurts you. Like, stop, please. But, yeah, he was just being really obnoxious. I think it was because he wasn't allowed... Oh, no, this was different. I don't know. I think he threw... I think this was just because I got angry at him for the apple juice thing. But then earlier in the day, he also threw some temper tantrum because he wasn't allowed some food. And then the grandmother gave in and gave him the food. And I'm like, well, why do you think he does it? Like, it's not hard to see why he throws them when he gets what he wants half the time. But yeah. Yeah, the baby was super cute the whole day. And yeah, on this trip I've spent a lot more time with him. Because usually I just play with Ricky and then I'll play with the baby when Ricky is showering. Or like maybe 10 minutes when I get home and Ricky is not home. But yeah, I spent a lot more time with him, and he's cute. He also throws temper tantrums though. When I don't want to carry him, like I told you, he'll go to my leg and he'll put his face on my leg and he'll just be like lift me, and he'll start crying and screaming. But the difference is he's a 1-year-old and doesn't really know right from wrong. And he can't communicate. He has to communicate in crying. And Ricky's 4 and does stupid shit intentionally. Sometimes to rile me up. Like I told you, the elevator thing. Like he'll press the elevator button when he knows I don't want him to. And then when I don't react, he like looks behind him like, why is he not reacting? Like, Ricky's intentionally being a cunt. The baby isn't. So yeah. And yeah, Ricky's cousin was also being obnoxious. He spat at the dinner table, which luckily the mum is like, his mum is not okay with it. And yeah, he hit the baby as well. The mum like yells at him, so it's good that he doesn't get away with it, but he's still obnoxious. And then yeah, they put a Chinese movie on, and I was like, alright, I'm not watching this, I don't need to waste my time. And then I went and spent the rest of my time relaxing, and this was at like 8 p.m. So, yeah, that has been my week. I don't know what else to say. It's been a boring week. Only notable thing was like my birthday and I guess going to the restaurant. But yeah, it's been a boring week overall. Like, I want to get out of countryside limbo. Like, I have nothing to do here. I've been writing video ideas. I have a lot of video ideas. Some are best for when some are au pair related, but they're best for when I get home from China. And some of them aren't related to anything with China or being an au pair. They're just ideas for when I get home. And then some are things I will do in China now. Like, I have a lot of good ideas, I think. So you can look forward to that. I'm just really, really behind on editing, though. I'm really slow with that. But, because I don't have the time. But yeah, I will put out a bunch of content and do that. And I don't know what else to say. Like, I need to get away from the countryside so I can hang out with friends, drink bubble tea, drink Pepsi, eat Snickers, and have fun again, because this is really fucking boring. But, yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. This was another long video. I honestly didn't expect this one to be long, but here we are. If you've watched the whole way through, I do appreciate it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.